What's going on, guys? Wanted to make a video talking about my feelings regarding Start Engine in particular, especially when it comes to the Intellivision Amico, the crowdfunding campaign failure that fell flat on its face, and some interactions that I've had with the people over at Start Engine, some interactions that Intellivision has had on the comments section of the Intellivision Amico Start Engine page, and just the catastrophe that this entire situation has been turning into. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell for notifications so you do not miss an upload. And without further ado, let me get into this right away. Start Engine rated a D+ on the Better Business Bureau, not accredited, and has just above a 1 out of 5 stars with user reviews. Not really the best look from a company to go with that Intellivision decided to, but they moved forward with the campaign anyways. We are now at the end of February 2022 with a campaign with the hopes of making upwards of $5 million. Currently, as of the recording of this video, sits at $58,001, I believe, if my memory serves me. $58,000 they have raised in about a month. It's embarrassing. It's sad. And I think it speaks volumes for the sentiment out there of the trust in the higher-ups at Intellivision currently. What could have gone wrong with this, why they're doing this, and one of the biggest things that I've taken from this entire situation is the dire circumstance that Intellivision must be in to not only move forward with this campaign on Start Engine, but to see it fall flat on its face and to leave it up. And I understand the way they can do it, they can take it down early. They can give like a 5-day heads up and say we're ending the campaign early and close it down. They haven't done that. So every day that goes by, it's depressing. I don't know how else to say it. It's a company that has already went to the well 3 times previously for funding campaigns. This is now the 4th crowdfunding, the first crowdfunding, 4th campaign of fundraising from the company that said they would never do crowdfunding is now doing crowdfunding. But things change. I understand. Not gonna get mad at them for that, but it goes in line. It's on brand with everything that's happened before. Is they say one thing and then do the complete opposite after enough time passes. And the complete opposite is exactly what the critics and detractors were saying is either going to happen, has happened, and they lied about it, or is about to happen. Like everything. Like I'm hard pressed to find something that has happened that Intellivision said would happen to prove people wrong. Still holding out hope though. And I don't mean to make this video like, again, I don't mean to bash the company because I've met the people that work there. They seem like genuinely nice people, but this is a clear-cut case of actions speak louder than words. And what they're saying and what they're doing do not match up. And that's the concerning aspect of this entire situation. Now, regarding the Start Engine campaign specifically, I made a comment that I told people a while back. I was in a private group chat with Tommy, and he had insinuated that the detractors were overrunning the Start Engine page with negativity, and he wanted to offset that with some positivity and was hoping he could gather some people that had good experiences with the Intellivision Amico to give their side of the story. I don't see anything wrong with that. The way he went about asking it was just casual. Hey, we're getting destroyed over there. If you guys have something nice to say, I'd really appreciate it. If you could, it would mean a lot. And I was like, sure. I went on the page and posted this glowing review of Intellivision because I had a great time playing it personally when I played it. Then I had the revelation of, hold up a sec. This whole situation may not be what I thought it was. And as if you've seen my previous videos, you'll see exactly where I am mentally with this whole thing. I wanted to take a step back from all of it and not be one of the front runners of it, touting the Amico name the whole time. I wanted to step back a little bit. So I sent an email to Start Engine and I was like, hey, I wanted to delete my comment and I can't do that. I have no ability to edit it or change anything in it. Would you please remove this comment because my feelings have changed and I would like to remove it, strike it from the record because new stuff has come to light and that had changed my opinion of the entire situation. I didn't want people to be putting in their own money into this because my concern is that this is a bottomless pit, a money pit that people just keep throwing money into and nothing ever comes out of. And I didn't want to see somebody lose a good chunk of change because they were fooled into thinking this was something that it's not. And I mean, again, fooled is a strong word, but until the console actually comes out, that's all it is. It's just marketing fluff. It's words, not actions. So I sent that email off to Start Engine and they replied like a week later. It took a while for them to reply. And it was like, hey, thanks for your inquiry. Sorry, we can't delete your comment because of SEC and SEC violations and rules and whatever. We can only delete comments that violate our rules. Which I don't know. I don't know if I'm buying that. I don't know. It's interesting that you can delete a comment if it violates the terms of service, but you can't delete a comment if you have a change of heart or if you feel like new information has come to light that changes your mentality. You can't update your comment, you can't edit it, you can't delete it. Only if you say something that goes against their TOS. Not the greatest user experience, but okay. If that's what you're gonna go with and I'm just gonna buy it, okay, gotcha. But then I look in the comment section and I see Nick Richards, the COO, replying to people, and it's a very, I feel like snarky is a strong word, but the tone is just very tone deaf. It takes a very I'm better than you approach. I know better than you. I know what's going on. And you don't have any information to be able to say what you're saying against us. And your information is useless. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but that's the tone that I'm getting from it. And I've met Nick. He seems like a good dude. But man, the online, how do you say, bedside manner, as they would talk in a hospital, it's not great. It's not helping the detractors if you're abrasive, if you're not willing to listen, if you're just ignoring their facts and replacing it with your own reality. It's just not a good look. And I think that is one of the other red flags that comes out for me with this whole situation is they're in such a defensive position the whole time. I thought when Tommy stepped down from CEO and Phil Adam took over, that there'd be a tone change, that they'd be a more inviting company and an understanding company. And I would say it feels more like they've doubled down with the stop hating on us, you're ruining our campaign, we're just looking for people to blame, as opposed to looking for solutions for the concerns and problems that people are bringing up. And in addition to that, it's a Start Engine campaign. There's so much I've seen people make hundreds of videos on the Start Engine thing. There's so much to dive into. But the fact that you got Nick Richard talking about how they're potentially looking to do other things with their brand, to potentially sell these games that were supposed to be exclusive on the Amico on other platforms. But not just sell them on other platforms, but turn them into freemium games. And there's a little bit of confusion surrounding if they even knew what that word meant, because that's literally flies directly in the face of one of the 10 commandments that they were building these games upon in the first place, to not be freemium, to not have microtransactions, to not try to go down that road. And ironically, the complete opposite seems to be on the table right now. And in addition to that, they brought up the ideas of a slim Amico or a more toned down Amico without the controllers. All these wild theories and things on the table that they could potentially cover. On the Start Engine campaign comment section, they've stopped the online YouTube deep dives of their games. They've stopped giving any information directly from the source. And now, as people who are interested in the product, or investors like I am that put $10,000 into this console, I always want to make sure I say that, I'm left to reading about it as a snarky reply in a comment section of a failed investment campaign. It's just a bad look with a lot of red flags. I'm sorry. It's not professional in the tone of what you would expect from a company that is the underdog. It's a company that puts on a big face and pretends to be bigger than they are. Worldwide company with a market that they could cover that has 12 billion people in it or something crazy like that. It's just a lot of words. And my concern is that they keep this Start Engine campaign up because they are so desperate for anything. Because they've backed themselves into a corner. They've used up all the excuses out there. The pandemic excuse, the chip shortage excuse, the high cost of parts excuse, the labor excuse. Like, I've heard them all. But throughout all of it, you see other companies performing and successfully executing the design of their product because they planned it, they attacked it, and they got what they needed, and they got it out there. Hell, even the Atari VCS launched during the pandemic, or at least sometime around there, right? I believe it was during the pandemic. I don't know. All these years start to run together. But the fact that they were able to get that console out there with nothing on it, but at least hold true to the promise of crowdfunding it and getting it to market is a win in this world. And the Intellivision Amico has yet to do any of that except sell some cardboard physical products that are currently not games but have the potential to become games if the console comes out. It's just red flag, red flag, red flag. There's so many red flags. So many red flags. And yes, they are covering their butt, I would think, legally. And I understand and can grasp that. But at some point, the rubber has to hit the road. And they have to perform. They have to execute. And right now, we're currently awaiting Phil Adam to come forward with some news, some information. What is Intellivision going to announce in today or tomorrow or the next couple days, a few days that they said they'll have information or an update on the launch of the console? And like I said in my previous video talking about this, I'm trying my best to withhold judgment. But at the same time, we've gotten, 3 different launch dates that were all broken promises. And now we're getting an announcement a couple weeks ago of an announcement coming up, of an announcement that will be the announcement of the product coming out. Again, more words, no action. I would love to be proven wrong. I would love to be taken by surprise. I would love for the announcement to be These consoles have been created and they've been shipped. That would be the only announcement that could recover the situation currently for me. And that is so far from reality when you put all the facts on the table that it's kind of laughable to even suggest that could happen. But I know Tommy's a fighter. I know the entire team in Intellivision are fighters. And I'd like to think that you can't count them out. So I'll try to leave it on that positive note, but I'm basing this video in reality while hoping for the best. That's the Amico start engine, the Intellivision start engine campaign in a nutshell. A complete catastrophe that they should have taken down immediately after it didn't bring in the funds that they were looking for, but they didn't. And it's kind of perplexing that they left it up and are now using it as their corporate email exchange with customers. It's so weird. It's so weird. I'm interested to see what happens in the next few days regarding the Intellivision Amico, and I'll be sure to be making a video no matter what they say with their announcement, because I think no matter what they say, it's going to be fascinating to follow this story. I'm going to leave it right there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing. Smash.